In this video, I'm going to explain system of inequalities. When we are talking about the system, we mean that common solution. So here, when I see the system of inequality, I'm understanding that this is the common solution, which means at the same time intersection of the two solutions. Because when you solve x squared minus 7x minus 8 is less or equal to 0, or x squared minus 4x plus 3 is greater than 0, you are finding solution sets. And when you are solving these systems, it means that you are going to get the intersection of the solutions. So actually, when we see the system, we are understanding intersection of the solutions. If you remember how to solve the quadratic inequality x squared minus 7x minus 8 less or equal to 0, we are going to solve them, each of them one by one here. Then we are going to combine the solutions. Let's see firstly, to solve the x squared minus, for solving the x squared minus 7x minus 8 less or equal to 0, then I'm going to do x squared minus 7x. If you remember, first I'm going to get the zeros of the solution. X squared is x, it's going to be, and 8 minus 8 and plus 1 it's going to be, then minus 8x and plus x it's going to be, then the result it's going to be equal to minus 7x. So when you get the midterm minus 7, it means that your factorization is true. So the factors are x minus 8 times x plus 1 is going to be, so it's equal to 0. x1 is equal to 8 and x2 is equal to minus 1, it must be. When we are writing the roots minus 1 and 8, I need to write here, then I need to shade the intervals with respect to sign. Then here it says that the sign of the x squared is plus. That's why I'm going to start with plus, then minus, and then plus it's going to be. With respect to which one I am going to, with respect to greater or equal to, less or equal to sign, I'm going to shade the intervals. Here it is written less than 0, less or equal to 0. Sorry, if it is less or is equal to 0, it means that we are going to shade the negative parts. So negative means minus parts. So I'm going to shade that part here like this. Then this is the solution interval of the inequality x squared minus 7x minus 8 less than 0. If I accept this point is the 0 point, and here the minus 1, it must be here, so it's going to be open interval. It's better to do like this, I think, here, to make open interval for minus 1 it's going to be here, and the second one it's going to be 7, which is, I think it's going to be here, pardon, not 7, 8, and so 8 also is open interval, it's going to be, and I'm going to do like this here, and I'm going to do like this here. Then I'm going to shade the interval, or actually I'm going to find the interval between minus 1 and 8, which means here, I'm going to get the solution between minus 1 and 8. Here I think it's going to be in this form. Okay, then if I put the 8 here, this is the solution of the first inequality from minus 1 to 8. Actually it's going to be closed. I made open interval, but it should be closed interval because it is greater or equal to 0. So I should do like this, minus 1 to 8 it must be. Okay, for the second one, x squared minus 4x plus 3, x squared minus 4x plus 3 is greater than 0. Then if I factorize this one here, x squared minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. X minus 3 minus 1 are the roots. Minus 3 times minus 1 is equal to plus 3. Minus 3 plus minus 1 is equal to minus 4 it's going to be. So this factorization, it is true. Minus 3x, and minus x as you see, the sum is, here it's going to be minus 4x, which is the midterm. If the factorization is true, x minus 3 times, which is here like this, it should be x minus 3 times x minus 1 is equal to 0, it must be, and x1 is equal to 3, and x2 is equal to 1, it's going to be. So the roots are 1 and 3, they are written here. They are going to be here, this table sign chart starts with plus, then plus and minus, and plus it's going to be. I forgot to write here the functions, which functions I'm analyzing. Here x squared minus 4x plus 3 I analyzed here, and the second one x squared minus 7x, x squared minus 7x minus 8 I analyzed here, and I forgot here to put the parentheses, then I add that parenthesis here also. Okay, then what I'm going to do here, I have to get the critical points for the second one, which is 1 to minus infinity. Actually it's going to be like that, minus, because this time I'm going to shade the pluses, because it's asking for greater than 0, that's why I'm shading the pluses. Here I'm asking for greater than 0 in this interval, that's why I shade the pluses, greater than 0, it's going to be. Okay, then this is the last part. Now when I shade this interval, it means that I'm going to start from 1 to minus infinity, which is minus infinity till minus 1, plus 1, sorry, I'm rewriting this part, minus infinity 1 till 3 to infinity, it's going to be. So if I show this one on the real number line, 1, it's going to be approximately here, and it's going to be open, and 3 closer to 1, it's going to be open, and here it's going to be, and numbers between 1 and minus infinity shows this side to us, and here, okay, and from 3 to infinity it's going to show this side also to us. Then this is the minus 1 to minus infinity to one side, this is the 3 to infinity side, and as I told you before, we are looking for the intersection. So this part is the intersection of the both question. Here it is going to be like this, and if I want to mention this interval as an intersection here, I think I need to write like this here, minus 1 to x such that x is element of minus 1 close parenthesis till 1 open parenthesis union, because there is a gap between them, and for the gap we are using union sign. 3 is open and 8 is closed is the common solution for both of the function. Now in this question I'm going to, while I'm solving this inequality, I have to make the standard forms firstly. As I see here, also as you see here, let me tell like that, as you see here, these are not in standard form and this is not in standard form. So firstly, the standard form of this one, it should be x squared plus x minus 4 over x minus 1 is less than 0. It must be. For the second one, x squared minus 64 is less than 0. It must be. Okay, so I'm going to solve this two inequality. The first inequality I'm going to write to right side because that place a bit that has more space. That's why before solving this question I need to continue also like this. This is going to be equal to x squared minus actually plus 4x minus 4 minus x all over x is less than 0, and the second one is again x squared minus 64 is less than 0. It's going to be, so the upper part, it's going to be at the end, if we write in standard forms, it's going to be x squared minus 4 over x less than 0, and the down part x squared minus 64 is less than 0. So I'm going to try to solve one by one all these three inequality. Now for the first one, it is quadratic inequality. I'm going to find the zeros of them. X squared minus 64. X squared minus 64 is less than 0. So x squared minus 64 is equal to 0. This is the operation that we are finding the roots of the inequality. Let me take this part a bit up to see the solutions clearly. A bit up I'm going to take, and the second one is here, x squared minus 64 is equal to 0, x squared is equal to 64, x is equal to plus and minus 8. It's going to be, so minus 8 plus 8 it's going to be, then this part it's going to be plus because it's plus x squared, that's why this is going to be minus, and this is going to be plus x squared. It's going to be, so the function that we are analyzing, x squared minus 64. I have told this one before, and the last part is going to be plus again, plus minus plus it must be. Then I'm going to shade the interval here. The shaded interval, it's going to be minus because it is less than 0. It represents a less than 0 part, that's why it's that part is shaded. Let me write here again, this is less than 0. So the interval, solution interval, minus 8 to 8, it's going to be, which is here, when I get this point is as 0, here if I define the minus 8 here, if I define the minus 8 here, and if I define the plus 8 here, these are open, it should be open, and let me clean this part here. This should be open and this should be open. Then the if we are writing if we are drawing the interval, it should be between minus 8 and 8 here, like this. Okay, then this is the first interval that we are going to find. Okay, what about the second one? Second one is x squared minus 4 over x. First, this is not quadratic inequality, but if you remember, while we are solving these inequalities, we were using the quadratic inequality solutions. Firstly, I have to find the roots of the equations, zeros of the equations. So x squared minus 4 over x, if I say it's equal to 0, then I'm going to understand that x is not equal to 0. This is the denominator's root, so we need to be careful about that one. X is not equal to 0 firstly, and the second part, x squared minus 4 is equal to 0, which is equal to x squared is equal to 2, it's going to be, and this way x is equal to plus and minus 2 I'm going to write. So minus 2, 0 and plus 2 are the roots, because minus 2 and plus 2 I have written here, 0 I have written here, and I said like this at the same time, this cannot be equal to 0, which means I need to make the double line here. I need to make this line double, and if I do like this, it will be, I think, easier for me to make double line, because left side and right side, pardon, actually this is 0, not double line, this is not double root. Only I'm going to be sure that this is not inside the solution. It's going to be, so this is going to be open like this. Okay, this is the 0 of the function, and it is undefined here. Okay, then here the sign of the x squared is equal to plus, so this sign is going to be plus. Then here down is plus, also plus and plus, it's going to be plus over plus, then it's going to be plus. I explained that one before. So plus, then minus, it's going to be then plus, then minus with respect to root. I explained this part again, x squared minus 4 over x we are analyzing, and the table is like this: x plus minus it's going to be. Okay, now what I'm going to do for the intervals, I'm going to get the less than 0, because these are the intervals that are less than 0. Here I'm going to shade this part, and I'm going to shade this part. And while I'm writing the solution set, I'm going to use open intervals, because this is less than 0. Actually, at 0 I need to use open interval, because it is making the denominator undefined. -2 to infinity union 0 to 2 it's going to be. Okay, this is the solution set. But how to write this one in real number line? I think we are going to do like this here by the help of this line. If I say this is the place of 2 here again, and it's going to be open. Firstly, I need to understand that one here. Let's say this is the place of -2 here, and this is the place of 0 also, and this is the place of 2 it's going to be. Then here this one is less than -2. Let me write here -2 firstly. -2, 0 is written here and 2 is written here. The interval less than 0 shows this side here, yes, and interval between 0 and 2, it shows this interval. And I'm going to shade this part now, shade this part, which is common for us. Okay, now I'm writing this solution of the whole system. The solution of the whole system is the common parts here. This interval and this interval is the solution set of this inequality. What it's going to be? -8 to -2. Both of the side is open. This one and this one is also open. Union 0 to 2 it's going to be. And the solution set is written like this: x is an element of -8 to -2 union 0 to 2 it's going to be.